So hello everyone, we'll be starting at 12 noon UK time prompt. So hello everyone, we'll be starting at 12 noon UK time. Hello everyone, we'll be starting at 12 noon UK time. If you do have your device with the microphone on, perhaps I could ask you to go to mute so we don't get feedback. We'll be starting with a brief explanation of what we're going to be doing each Tuesday, and then we will have our weekly mindfulness tool, and then we will be doing a short meditation, a meditation for productivity to end the session. Just a couple more minutes to wait until we've got everyone on board. Okay, everyone, we'll make a start. It's almost 12 noon UK time, so welcome to Meditation for Productivity. I'm Martin Zetter from Mindful Work Life, and I'm a qualified meditation teacher. And amongst other things, I specialize in teaching people how to use meditation in order to improve their personal productivity. So, welcome. If that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. We'll be doing these sessions through the early part of 2023, every Tuesday at 12 noon UK time. We'll run for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the content. And the session should be available to watch on a recorded version afterwards. So if you're learning this and you want to repeat, say, the mindfulness tool or how to do the meditation throughout the week, you should be able to go to that link and then just use that to prompt yourself each time to understand how to do it. Also, Mindful Work Life offers courses, retreats, and personal one-to-one tuition in meditation and mindfulness, and specifically on how to use that for personal productivity. So do go to our website if you're interested in that, www.mindful-worklife.com, mindful-worklife.com. So now it is exactly 12 noon, so welcome to everyone, wherever you're joining from. And these sessions will help you use the skill of meditation to increase your personal productivity. The aim of Mindful Work Life is to help you get your work done more efficiently, smarter, and more enjoyably, but importantly, to give you more leisure time you can use, in fact, for doing meditation, and hopefully manage to have a happier, more blissful life through using the skill of meditation to really enjoy contentment, which we can train the mind to enjoy whenever we wish. So, first of all, we'll have an explanation of what we're going to do in today's session. Then we'll learn a mindfulness tool, and then we'll complete the session with a short guided meditation. So, first of all, the explanation. How can you use meditation for productivity? And meditation's a great skill. It can achieve many things. It's great for your health. It's good for your physical well-being and particularly for your mental health. It can help you become calmer, more peaceful, tranquil. But one of the great things about meditation is once you have cultivated the skill of being able to meditate, you'll be able to focus the mind very narrowly and keep it focused on a particular subject or topic. And the great thing for personal productivity is you can then rehearse the achievement of a particular goal or objective in your mind that you want to achieve. So you've probably heard of how sportsmen and sportswomen in many sports like golf and tennis use visualization in order to improve their game. Effectively, you're pre-programming the mind to have the experience in advance. So when you're actually doing it, it's a lot more effective and a lot more efficient. And you're also rehearsing that link between the mind and the body so the body does it really naturally and better. And whatever your task is, whatever your business or work or life goal or objective, you'll not only be more motivated to achieve it, but you'll actually be better at doing it once you get going. So there are three steps that we have here. First of all is achieving that level of focus. Most of us have very busy minds, so our minds are distracted, and when people start meditating, they will generally report that the mind is all over the place. And don't worry about that. That is absolutely normal. If you're starting on meditation, and do make sure that you check out any contraindications for meditation on our website. So if you've got a significant mental or even physical health problem, do clear that with your medical team before you start meditating if you haven't meditated before. But when you start, you'll find that your mind is very busy, and that's completely natural. It's completely normal. Don't worry about it. Over time and with practice, as you apply yourself to the skill of meditation, you'll find that the mind is more and more able to concentrate and focus specifically on what you want to do. So, great. That's the first thing that we're going to learn, how to focus. The second thing is then to take our goal or goals, whatever objectives we have for the work day or for the work week, however you want to set it, and then to frame those in a way in which we can productively visualize them. So do take realistic goals to achieve here. It's the old SMART test: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time related. So make sure your goals fulfill those criteria. I don't think you need much tuition on goal setting. If you do, there's lots of other YouTubers who would be able to take you through how to set goals smartly. So once you've set your goals, then we need to get it into a format in which we can use it in the visualization meditation. Now, the best way of doing this is probably to take a blank piece of paper and just sketch it out. You might want to just completely put it together in your mind, but for most people, they find just doing a quick sketch of it helps them get started. And then you're going to rehearse that. You're going to visualize, see that in the mind with the mind's eye during the period of meditation. So you probably want to take and think out a few specifics in advance. Where are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? What are you going to use? Who else might be involved? And those kind of things. Okay. And we'll take an example in a minute. And then the third stage is to actually do the meditation. Once you come to the meditation, you begin by focusing the mind. One, you sense that the mind is nicely focused and it's not as busy as when you started. Then you launch the visualization. And that will help you to focus in itself. Now, when you visualize, make sure that you use all of the senses, not just the sense of sight. When you're meditating, you'll probably have your eyes closed, but you're not just visualizing, also allow the imagination to connect to the sense of smell, of sound, even of taste and of touch and of motion, particularly motion, as if you can visualize or sense in the meditation what it feels like to imagine moving your body if you're doing a physical task. So use all of the senses and also approach this with a sense of positive well-being. You can achieve this objective. That's why it's important to be realistic about the objective that you take. Okay, so that's how we do this. Three steps. The first step is to focus. The second is to prepare the objective or goal we want to achieve. And the third step is then to do the visualization meditation. Now, don't worry if you feel you're not very good at visualization. Some people say, oh, I can't do it. Well, it's not surprising because you haven't been trained to do it. And most of us can't naturally just first time jump on a bike or jump into a swimming pool and learn to swim. Most of us have to learn. So, few people, visualization is completely natural to them. They do it very well the first time and they never have to worry about that. But for most people, you do have to learn. And there's lots of help on how to do that on our website. So at mindful-worklife.com, you can get visualization exercises and mindfulness exercises to train the mind. But in these sessions, we will be helping you to train the mind, visualization, meditation. So those are the 3 steps. And that's what we're going to be doing in today's meditation. So just to take an example, supposing your New Year's resolution this year had been to start each day by doing a careful plan of everything you want to achieve in the workday. So supposing your resolution was at 8 o'clock every morning, I will begin the day by going onto a tool like Notion or pencil and paper, whatever you use, and planning my workday and writing down specific objectives that I want to achieve today. Again, realistic ones. Okay, so that's, say, the particular resolution you've taken. So then you see yourself doing that. You see yourself doing it in a particular place. You see yourself using particular tools to do it, pencil and paper or piece of software or whatever you use. You then see yourself achieving the particular task of doing the daily plan, of enjoying it, feeling that it's pleasant. You're doing something productive and worthwhile, so you enjoy that. And then you see yourself completing it, and then you allow your mind to go to visualizing throughout the day you doing, sticking to the task, completing and achieving the particular thing that is the task in hand. Okay, so that's an example. And while you're doing that, as I say, not just visualizing, but there's a sense if there's movement involved, maybe moving the hands and the writing of the list or typing on the keyboard. But where you can, you're also using a sense of hearing the sounds that go with it, a sense of taste and touch. So all 5 senses involved in the visualization. So we'll come back to that in a few minutes. But now we're going to move on to today's mindfulness talk. Now, mindfulness is being aware of what's going on in our minds in the present moment, but importantly, without judging ourselves. And it's a very useful skill for being productive because a lot of the time during the working day, we'll find that our mind is wandering off into different places here, there, and everywhere. What we want to do, of course, is to come back to the task in hand. So we need to catch ourselves with the wandering mind moving away from what we want to be doing. And in particular, to motivate ourselves, we want to get pleasure and enjoyment from the doing of the task. And this is something we will explore in depth later in other sessions. But for the moment, it is important to be able to learn the skill of checking into the mind and just noticing what's there. Remember, it's non-judgmental. You're not judging yourself, not saying, oh, I shouldn't be thinking that, or I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be that. It's just look-see, notice, and then get on with what you need to be doing. It's amazing how much more productive you will become if you are able to develop this skill. And it's also a more pleasant working experience when you stay on task. And importantly, you enjoy the doing of whatever you're doing rather than just tell yourself there's a reward coming later. You're going to reward yourself with a cup of coffee or whatever it is when you've got the task achieved. People who enjoy the doing of the task are much more successful and productive than those who only enjoy the payoff which they promise themselves as a little reward at the end. So today's mindfulness tool, we'll be doing this one for a while, is called the simple breathing space. And how to do this throughout the working day, or throughout any part of the day for that matter, just take a slightly longer breath than normal on the in-breath. Notice what you're thinking and then breathe out. So breathe in, notice what you're thinking or what emotions you're feeling, and then breathe out. And that's it. So it brings you back into the present moment. It retunes your mind into what you want to be doing. It helps you notice if you have gone off target. It helps you notice also if you're having unhelpful or negative thoughts or feelings that just aren't appropriate to what you want to achieve. So again, slightly longer in-breath, notice what's in the mind, and then breathe out. Practice doing this throughout the day. Whenever you've got a moment that you notice that you can slip this in, it only takes a few seconds to do. Slightly longer in-breath, notice, and breathe out. And when you're doing the noticing, notice the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings, whatever you like, in the mind. And also notice the sensations in the body. So if you're doing it when you're sitting down, working, or if you're standing up, working or moving around, just notice that. So right now, for example, I can notice the feeling of sitting on this seat. I can notice the point of contacts, legs on the seat of the chair, back on the chair, feet on the ground, feet in the trainers. Notice the sense of the body in the clothes. I can notice any thoughts that are running through my mind. I can notice any feelings or emotions. So that's how to do it. It's just checking in, noticing, not judging, not following the story of any of these thoughts or emotions, not following the story of any sensations that you feel in the body, but just noticing and then breathing out. It's a very, very easy tool to do throughout the day whenever you have the time. So now we're going to move on to do the meditation part of this live stream. So the first thing with meditation is to make sure that you are in a comfortable position to do the meditation. So you're aiming to get less distracted. So you don't want to be uncomfortable. So the body is telling you it's in pain or discomfort. So it's a good time. If you're watching this now, if you're sitting down or if you're standing up, just check in with the posture. And a good posture to have if you're sitting down is with your feet firmly on the floor, supporting the body, making sure that you're sitting comfortably on the chair, that you've got a straight back, neither slouching forward nor leaning back, and that your hands are in a comfortable place, either in your lap or the arms of the chair, that your neck and shoulders are comfortable. If there's any tension there, just roll out the neck and shoulders. And for most people, they want to close their eyes when they meditate. Don't close them tightly, just let them rest naturally closed. And maybe the lid's just very slightly open, however feels natural for you. So then, as you're doing that, begin to notice the breath, the in-breath and the out-breath. We're going to take the breath as our object of meditation in order to get focused. There are other ways of doing it, which we will explore, but for the moment, we're just using the breath, the in-breath and the out-breath, just noticing the breathing. And notice whether it's a long breath or a short breath. You might notice the sensation of the air coming in through the nostrils, going out through the nostrils on the out-breath. You may notice the rise and fall of the chest and the belly as you breathe in and out. All these things, just noticing. For the moment, don't try to make a long breath or a short breath or any particular kind of breathing. If you've done pranayama in yoga, this is not that. This is just noticing the breathing rather than deliberately breathing in a particular way. And just tuning in to the breath, the in-breath and the out-breath, allowing yourself to focus and become fully aware of the breathing. And again, just check that posture. If there's any discomfort, then adjust your position so that you feel comfortable. Just allowing yourself to become calm and relaxed as you follow the breath. If the mind wanders away from the breath, and don't become angry or agitated, just recognize that's totally normal and natural. Bring the attention back to the breath. If the mind just seems too busy, then maybe lengthen the in-breath, allowing a little bit more oxygen into the lungs to calm the system. And it should be comfortable, don't strain. Just following the in-breath and the out-breath. And then when the mind is feeling reasonably stable, we're going to introduce our goal or objective. We're going to visualize that. Now, when you're doing this, depending on how much time you have in the office or at home when you're doing it, you'll probably want to spend a longer amount of time getting focused to start with. So we're just doing a short meditation here, but if you can sit for longer, then you might want to spend half of the time getting focused. So if you are able to do 20 minutes of meditation, say the first 10 minutes, getting the posture, and then moving to the breath, and then allowing the mind to become collected. So now maintaining that awareness of the breath, and then when you're ready, introduce a visual experience of the goal that you want to achieve. Just allow the mind to sit with that visualization. Doesn't matter whether the visual experience is clear, unclear. It doesn't matter whether it's in a sparkling technicolor or black and white or sepia. It doesn't matter. This is not a competition of visualization. Just whatever comes is perfectly right. So now See yourself achieving that goal or objective that you want to achieve. And just allowing yourself to enjoy experiencing achieving this task. You can see it, you can feel it, you may be able to hear sounds associated with it or associated with where you're doing this task. There may be a sense of movement. Just notice where in the body that is and how it feels. There may even be the sense of smell or taste that's associated with it. Or you may just notice that there's none. And keep the visualizing going. Maintain that connection, that intention to achieve, to reprogram the mind, to stick to the task, to enjoy achieving it, and to really enjoy the doing of the task in hand. Allow yourself to explore the visualization. If the mind wanders away, then just very gently bring it back to the visual and sense experience, imagining achieving your task. Just notice how wonderful it feels to be getting done what needs to be done. You can take pleasure in simply carrying out the things you need to do, knowing how much better you will feel with every moment as you're achieving your objectives. And now we're going to bring this meditation to a close. That's enough for today. Keep it to a relatively manageable time to start with. So when you're ready, just come back to the space where you are. Open your eyes if you've had them closed. Maybe even move around if there's any stiffness in the body, the neck or the shoulders, just roll that out. And then you're ready to continue your day at that point and get on with the next task. Now, a few words about this. Try to do this every single day. Remember, what we're trying to do here is to reprogram the mind. We're trying to reconfigure the neural pathways in the brain. That will happen. They will naturally do that. Your brain is an amazingly wonderful organ in the body. It is absolutely superb at learning new things, figuring out how to do things the best possible way. But you do need to keep doing this. So try and do this if you can every single day of the week for at least 10 minutes a day, preferably twice a day, and preferably, if you can, doing it for up to 20 minutes when you can. But the key is really little and often, because the brain works off of repetition. So it learns very well when you repeat the same thing, just like learning a musical instrument or learning a new sport. And that's why we practice these things. So with meditation, it's exactly the same. The more you can do it, the better you'll get. And then you will begin to notice the increase in the productivity through doing this particular exercise. So brilliant. Well done if you've joined today or you're watching this on the recording. Well done for taking the time out to improve your life. Remember that there are 3 stages to this practice, and it's important to complete all 3. The first is developing the focus. And in the meditation, we do that with the meditation object, in this case, the breath that we've used today, right? Developing the focus. The second is then bringing your goal or objective that you want to achieve and introducing that once you have a stable mind. And then you do the visualization of that particular task. You visualize the doing of it with the pleasure and joy of both doing it and having it completed. And if you see yourself finishing it, then you can also experience the joy that arises from having it done. Now, if you've got many tasks to do through the day, you can just work your way through each of them. So you can rehearse your entire working day. Right, that's enough for today. You've got your mindfulness tool as well, the simple breathing space. Try doing that throughout the day. If you want more guidance, you go to mindful-worklife.com, where there are resources to help you practice. We also offer personal one-to-one tuition in order to help you develop these skills through meditation and mindfulness. And also look out for our online and our residential courses. That's all for today. I wish you a happy and productive week. See you next week. Bye for now.